Hi everyone. So today I wanted to share with you a beautiful teaching from Rabbi Victor Miller's Most Beautiful Nation, and it's a book on Shir HaShirim, and it was a little section about rebuke and its importance. So it goes like this: one of the main themes of Mishle was one of the books written by King Solomon, is the way of life is rebuke and instruction. Our forefathers lived in this world not merely to feel happy. They lived in this world to become better. Criticism is the way to succeed, the way to become better. A person can live his whole life in error about himself. Everybody knows that in minutes a stranger can see more about you than what you'll ever discover in your whole lifetime. And in Yiddish they say, a guess for a while sees for a mile. Moshe Rabbeinu was a big customer for criticism, and Hashem gave him the worst of it. If we say what Hashem said about Moshe to an ordinary citizen, we'd earn a lifelong enemy. Hashem said to Moshe, you rebelled against my word. You were treacherous to me. You didn't believe in me. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't believe in Hashem. Who did believe if Moshe Rabbeinu didn't? We understand that all these things are true. Because if a person looks at a clean, freshly laundered handkerchief just as it comes out from underneath a hot iron and say it's not clean, it's true. Under a microscope, you can discover some organisms still there. Hashem criticized the most minute specks in character. And that's what our prophets did to our forefathers. That's how to understand all the criticisms of the prophets. When the Gentiles read what Hashem says about our forefathers in the Tanakh, they revel in it. It's exactly what they want to find. The prophets constantly criticizing the wickedness of the Jewish nation. It's a theory of Christianity that Hashem got so disgusted with the intractable people that he threw them away and took the decent Romans in their place. And also Muslims have this theory that God abandoned us. They believe that the Romans became the true Israel. The Jews from then on were the rejected and the wicked nation. The proof is that it says in the prophets that we are wicked. Even Moshe Rabbeinu spoke words of fiery rebuke. You mean and not wise nation. Again and again, so we're in Tanakh, can we find out that the Jewish people actually looked like. So how do we know that the Jewish people is a nation of God if we see that only criticism? So when Korach came to oppose Moshe Rabbeinu, he came with his 250 sages. They were prominent men, dignitaries, notables. Korach and his notables proclaimed, every one of them is holy, and Hashem is in their midst. Here we have a testimony from Korach. He lived with the Jewish people. He knew them. He declared that the entire Jewish people is holy. Now, I'll bring a better witness to the witness stand. Let's look at what Bilam had to say about the Jewish people. He wasn't interested in making us look good. He had to say exactly what the situation demanded. Hashem can see no wickedness in Yaakov, so that's what he said. Hashem can see no wickedness in Yaakov, and he sees no iniquity in the Jewish people. Hashem, his God, is with him. This is what a non-criticizer has to say about us. He looked, Bilam tried his best, but couldn't see anything wrong with his people, with this people. We can bring another non-Jew to the witness stand, Mr. Haman. What does he have to say about our forefathers? So in the Megillah he writes, he says, there's one nation scattered, dispersed among all the provinces of your empire, and their laws are different from those of every nation. They refuse to do the laws of the king. And this was the moment where Haman wanted to make to make a problem against the Jews. He wanted to destroy the Jewish people. So he went, and to make his request, he said, don't worry, they won't rebel against you. Like my Avi Mori, he taught me, meaning that the fact that the Jewish people were dispersed and they were not united made it that it will be very difficult for an uprising to come. It will be easy to wipe them out. So now Haman, he might criticize the Jews, but in fact, these descriptions are positive. The Jewish people didn't yield, they didn't assimilate. They were faithful and stuck to the Torah in every country where they resided. They did not marry the Goyim. These testimonies are known by the main spokesman of the scriptures. After all, Korach was not the prophet sent by Hashem. Bilam was a Gentile, and Haman surely wasn't the spokesman. Who are the spokesmen? Moshe Rabbeinu, Yeshayahu, Yirmiyahu, and all the rest. So there's only one place, one corner of the entire scriptures, where the truth is told about the Jewish people, in Shir HaShirim. That's where Hashem expresses his boundless love for us, over and over. Many historical situations are alluded to in these lines. Prophecies for the future are told, but the general theme is that Hashem declares, Yafad Ayatim, you are beautiful, my beloved. Only you. There's no nation in the world that ever remotely approached you in your comeliness. Therefore, all the Sfarim are holy, as they all deal with important subject. But this subject of Hashem's love for our nation is the holy of holies. It is Kodesh Kodashim. It isn't that the book itself is more holy, but its themes are the holiest of themes. The last chapter at the end of Chovat HaLevavot is called Ahavat Hashem, love of Hashem. There are 9 gates before that one. Why is the gate of love at the end? The author explains that true love of Hashem is the highest achievement one can attain, but that can only be accomplished if one has gone through all the sections that go before it. It's like a ladder. To stand on the top rung, you must climb all the bottom once first. The most difficult and most perfect of all our achievements in life is to arrive at a burning love of Hashem. The Rambam discusses the subject at the end of Hilchot Teshuvah. There he explains the love of Hashem is the greatest of all mankind's accomplishments. He discusses this at the end of the Sefer because all the previous things discussed are necessary before one can arrive at this final achievement. This makes Shir HaShirim the holy of holies. And I hope we're going to make a few more small classes on Shir HaShirim. It's a beautiful book and it's a beautiful analogy on the love that we have for God and God has for us, and our relationship that we have between us. On this note, I would like to wish you a Shabbat Shalom U'Vorach. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.